On behalf of the Central Fort Bend Chamber Alliance, I'm Joe Freudberger. I'm the chairman of the board and CEO of Oak Bend Medical Center, and I have the honor of introducing the Honorable Mayor Evalyn Moore. Evalyn Went Moore was sworn in December 17, 2012 as Richmond's mayor, succeeding her husband, Hilmer Moore. Moore's service to the city, county, and state has included serving as president and as docent of the Fort Bend County Museum Association, a trustee of the Southwest Cattle Raisers Association, an officer in the Richmond Garden Club, a member of the Oak Bend Hospital Board, and as a member of the Fulshire Cemetery Board. Your mayor, my friend, our friend, Evalyn Moore.
Richmond. They've been in North Richmond for 3 years, helping people there, and so I would like to acknowledge them. They've broken ground for a new facility there, so we are pleased to have them in North Richmond. I'd also like to thank the Country Club for this wonderful meal. I love mashed potatoes, so thank you all. It's great to be out here because there are a lot of memories out here, I think, for all of us. For a lot of us, I should say. Used to come out here all the time, and Hilmer used to come out here in the later years. He'd come out here almost every afternoon, and I'm not sure how to say it, but he would visit with friends. He would also, years ago, he used to come out and play golf here, and I'm not divulging any family secret. He told this story on himself many times. One day, he went into the pro golf shop and turned over all his clubs and said, "Sell these clubs, I don't ever want to see them again, and I don't care what you get for them." And so that ended his golf playing days, and some of you who play golf may have had that similar feeling. Hilmer's favorite musical artist was also Willie Nelson. He loved Willie. When we were first married for many years, we'd go to Houston Livestock Show, and we would hear Willie, and one of his favorite songs, his iconic rendition of Blue Skies. And Hilmer loved that song, and particularly loved it by Willie. I'm sure you all know the lyrics. It's blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds from now on. And that's the way Hilmer felt about Richmond, and that's the way I feel about Richmond, because we have so many things that are going right for us right now. This particular time, it's a wonderful pleasure to be the mayor of Richmond. I wouldn't want to be the mayor of one of those older northeastern industrial cities that has crumbling infrastructure and declining revenues, dispirited citizens. Richmond is vibrant and healthy and dynamic and striving. The City Commission and the City Commissioners, through the best technological innovations, strives to always be ahead and not struggling to catch up. We work hard to bring value to our citizens for the services we provide. This is an important current corporate theory. I'm sure you all have studied this. How to keep creating value and not just trying to sustain a market position, the status quo. The value we are creating comes from all of our city departments. Our police department, our fire department, our public works department. The value comes from the beautiful new website that we have just installed. So this gives citizens more current, up-to-date information on the city, and it gives them greater access to express their concerns or have any problems that they might have. And the value comes from the parks that have been created for public enjoyment. We want to make sure that our citizens know that their tax dollars are being well spent and they are receiving the best services possible. It cannot be about the status quo any longer. I'll go over a few of our city finances right now because I think they're very exciting. Our ad valorem, our sales tax revenue was up this year from last year by 12.9%. And this is the third straight year of revenue growth for Richmond. For several years we had declining revenues, but this is looking much better now. Our assessed values for ad valorem taxes have been, according to our financial director, Susan Lang, who I see back there at the table, they've been on a bit of a roller coaster, and those are her words. And this has been due to a drop in personal property and an increase in exempt property within the city. We all know that exempt property is county property, church property, and nonprofit property, and those are increasing. However, the good news is that our commercial valuations, ad valorem values, are up. And so this helps to offset the exempt properties. Another indicator of our financial health is that home values are projected by the Central Appraisal District to increase from the 2012 time period to the 2013 period by 5%. Last year in Richmond, the average home value was approximately $89,000, and this year the projection is for them to be around $94,000. And just several days ago, Standard & Poor's reaffirmed our financial position with a positive A- rating and with even a more positive outlook. And I think we all know from school days that an A- is a whole lot better than a B+. So we're happy to receive that rating. In January, the City of Richmond was presented with a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting by the Government Finance Office Association of the United States and Canada for its comprehensive annual financial report. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting. Our director, Susan Lang, accepted the award. It was the 9th straight year for Richmond to receive this award, and we're very grateful for her and her work. We also just received the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award from this same organization representing the United States and Canada. Public security is one of our #1 concerns. The most important way to judge how our police department is doing is by our crime rate. Since 2009, Richmond's crime rate has dropped by 22%. And since this time last year, the crime rate is down 11.8%. So they're doing a wonderful job. Part of this drop in the crime rate is due to a program that Chief Bill Whitworth initiated several years ago in our area, where different officers would go to different neighborhoods. They would get to know the people, and they would get to know whatever concerns the people, the residents, might have. And so this program is showing the long-term benefits now. Our department was recognized by the Texas Police Chief Foundation as one of less than 100 agencies in the United States, I should say in the state of Texas, I don't know about the United States, but in the state of Texas, that are documented to conform to the best current law enforcement practices as determined by the foundation. And our department was recognized by the International Chief of Police Association as a model of community policing for the entire nation. I wish our police chief was here today, but he's in Florida, and so he's probably hot too, just like we all are here. But anyway, the department's Citizen Police Academy over the last 17 years has graduated more than 400 citizens who have had the opportunity to see the police department from the inside and to personally get to know the officers and the staff. This experience has resulted in a higher level of citizen participation in fighting crime in Richmond. And I personally just completed this class about a month or so ago and would urge all of you, if possible, it's a 10-week course and it will be very beneficial. It will help you understand the great work that these public servants do. I'll just tell you part of the program is you can ride around with a police officer on his shift. I took a night shift and it was very, very interesting. You can also, you will have the opportunity to be tasered. Now, if any of you all ever wanted to know what it felt like to be a criminal, but you didn't want to go rob a bank or anything, well, now's your chance. You can actually see what it gets to feel like to be tasered. I chose not to do that, but you know, it's there. Our fire department is ably led by Chief Mike Youngblood, who's here today, to acknowledge him. I think we all need to stop and also think that those of us who live in Richmond, we hear that fire whistle go off all the time. I mean, day and night, the dogs all howl, so we know the fire whistle has gone off. But we need to stop and remember every time that whistle goes off or every time one of our policemen gets a call, they are out there risking their lives for us. And so we're very grateful to these public servants. The fire department... The fire department covers approximately 60 square miles, even though Richmond is only 4.2 square miles. This is because we respond to extraterritorial jurisdiction areas and other contracted areas. We man 3 fire stations, which are situated throughout the response area. And this is something that really impresses me. Our professional firefighters, they're not just trained in all the professional techniques that cover the firefighting area, but they're trained in a number of special operations, which include hazardous materials response, swift water rescue, collapse rescue, trench rescue, high angle rescue, and we have a dive team. In May, the department began a program on how to extricate firefighters from dangerous situations. They dubbed it the Mayday training. Mayday is the call a crew member will make if they're in trouble or if they know someone else is in trouble. Firemen can become lost or trapped or run low on air when they are fighting a fire. We've seen the recent tragedy in Houston, and so it is imperative that our firefighters train to protect themselves as well as to protect citizens. So, one important achievement by the fire department is our ISO rating of 2. So we're very proud of that. This rating is issued by the Insurance Services Office, and it is used to help establish the amount that an insurance company will charge for the underwriting a business or a home. This rating ranges from 1 to 10, with 1 being the highest. But in most cases, the rating of 2 provides the best residential rate for homeowners insurance, so we're very proud of that. Recently, 2 of our Richmond firefighters, one of whom is the coordinator for our emergency preparedness, received special training at the National Hurricane Conference in New Orleans. The training involved hurricane evacuation, inland preparedness, and responses to a hurricane from an emergency services perspective. And we're in the hurricane season now. We hope we don't need these services, but there's every possibility we may. In addition, all shifts of the Richmond Fire Department actively participate in the delivery of meals for the Fort Bend County Meals on Wheels. The director of our Public Works Department is Leonard Kurtz. He's also here today. Several important projects for Richmond will be coming up soon. You all may know about some of these. The Commission approved a $1.2 million bond issue that will address some much-needed road work. The East Laurel Oaks area is the #1 priority on our list for work. The bond issue will also include some water and infrastructure projects. Phase 1 Gulfview road work, which is in partnership with the county, has been delayed by 3 to 4 weeks. Now, are you all happy about that little delay? It's coming, though. It is coming. After Phase 1 of Gulfview is complete, then we have Phase 2 Gulfview, Phase 3 is Williams Way, and Phase 4 will be Front Street. And this is all supposed to be completed by 2015. So that's kind of down the road. Sorry. We are currently awaiting a permit to begin drilling a new well off of FM 359. There should be no problem, and drilling should begin in about 18 to 24 months. And this well will add extra capacity for us in the development over in that area. This I'm really looking forward to. We have under development now a new project that will link FM 762 out here with North 10th Street in Richmond. The North 10th Street in Richmond would then proceed, we'd have to build a bridge over the Brazos River. It would then proceed to 359 at McCrary Road. And with any luck, then it will go all the way over from that point to 99. So all of us who like to go to the swinging door, and they handle it here, that means we don't have to go all the way around, we can just cut straight through. So we're looking forward to this project. The city also has several green projects. And a green project is a water conservation project. City Hall has a rain barrel that they collect rainwater in and water the grounds at City Hall. Something we might all think about doing. But one green project that we're working on now is to develop a facility and infrastructure for wastewater reuse. The water from this facility, rather than just being dumped into Rabs Bio, would be available for use in watering the grounds of the new Justice Center, and we've seen all their landscaping and grass over there, so there's a lot of water they need. And also there'll be water for use in the lakes at Del Webb, and water available for use in watering all the grounds here. So we're hoping to get this project underway soon. This spring, we had planned one day for our spring cleanup, and that was Saturday, April 27th. And the people turned out, and so did the trash. And so what was going to be one day turned into 3 days. And last year, we cleaned up 40.89 tons of trash. This year, the 3-day project netted 98.79 tons. So I think we can say Richmond is a cleaner place to live now. We plan more of these events in the future, and next year we will have an event with various organizations to assist us. And so we're just trying to break the record down. We're just going to see. Actually, if you had gone out that Saturday, the 27th, it looked like a hurricane had hit, and the debris in the roadways. But anyway, it was a great project. We also have a beautiful new city park, Westendall Park, located next to our police department in Richmond. It has a gazebo and a walking trail, and it would be wonderful for concerts and other outdoor activities. This park was constructed with help from the George Foundation, the Henderson Westendall Foundation, Texas Parks and Wildlife, and the Oshman family. And we want to acknowledge these organizations and thank them for helping us to construct this beautiful new park. Thank you. The park, the walking trails in the park will eventually continue over to Martin Cemetery, and we have plans for a lake that will also be built there. And we have small pocket parks that are being developed throughout the city. These are little small parks that are in neighborhoods, which will give families in the area a place to go. And Richmond now has a farmer's market that we're all proud of. It's at the corner of 90A and the River Bridge. And you all please support these farmers and go over there and buy some homegrown tomatoes and other summer produce. It's the park is open on Sundays and on Fridays. So you all go and support them. And so now we'll talk about the clouds on the horizon. Well, there are a few clouds on the horizon. Richmond is facing a Fort Bend Subsidence District mandate to convert 30% of our groundwater pumpage to an alternate water source by 2016 and 60% by 2025. Currently, Richmond has the 2016 deadline covered with water from the Brazos River Authority, but the 2025 will be here sooner than we think. In response to this mandate, the City of Richmond and Rosenberg, in partnership, have submitted a permit request to the Bluebonnet Groundwater Conservation District to grant permission for 10 wells to be drilled on private land into the lower Evalyn aquifer. These wells would more than supply our needs at an economical rate. The Bluebonnet Groundwater Conservation District regulates, preserves, and protects groundwater in the area. The cities of Richmond and Rosenberg are working with a private group, electropurification, on this project, and the water would be piped to us via existing right-of-ways. Commissioner Morrison has been most helpful working with us, helping us with this. This is a critical project for our area. We have attended public meetings in Waller and Austin counties. The people there feel that we're taking their water, that their shallow wells will run dry, and that their land will all subside. And we are relying on the most up-to-date data and expert engineers. I would like to point out one of our engineers who is here today, Jones and Carter engineer, Mr. Charles Calcamy. He's here and he's really been helping us with this project. We're trying to assure them that this would not happen. We would not want this to happen to our neighbors. But water and the price of water is critical for us, and it affects all of Texas. Richmond and Rosenberg are not alone in our search for a sustainable water source. We just hope that our permit grant will be approved and we will get this and be able to drill these wells. So that's off in the future, but it's something we all have to be thinking about. I've saved the one last thing. I think you try to save the best for last, so I've saved the best thing that's happened for Richmond in a long, long time till last, and that is the passing of our new charter, our new home rule charter. We want to thank those citizens who served on the charter committee. Is anyone here today who was on that charter committee? I don't see any of our members. Well, we want to thank them because they presented us with an excellent document, excellent governing document. This election was about three things. It was about stagnation, status quo, versus growth through annexation. It was about limited citizens' rights versus expanded citizen participation. And it was about rampant, unrestricted development versus controlled, selective, and yes, restricted development. Now we will be able to annex selective property within our extraterritorial jurisdiction. This will enhance our ability to collect more tax revenues. Citizens will have the ability to initiate legislation by petition and petition the City Commission to repeal any ordinance. And they may even remove an elected official through a special election. We want to hold off on that one for a while, I think. But it's out there. It's out there. This new charter does give our citizens expanded participation in our government. And we have the Article 9 of the charter. This zoning and planning article will increase our property values. We have all seen the damage caused when a neighbor decides to turn their property into an establishment that sells liquor, or we have seen the damage when a neighbor allows a condition to exist in a neighborhood that ruins the way of life for all the other citizens and causes the property values to all go down. Under this charter, we will now have the means to address and avoid some of these issues in the future. The voters have spoken, but we are in uncharted waters, and we don't want to make any early mistakes. The choices are about what to do now, but more importantly, what not to do. We have not gone through this before, but it does provide an opportunity for us to glean information from our surrounding cities, not make the same mistakes, and to do all the right things some of them have done. And we will be in touch with them, from Meadows Place to Sugar Land to Missouri City to Stafford. They have all seen what works, and so we will be relying on them as well. Our new charter will have a comprehensive master plan, a guide for future land use and development, regulations and expenditures for capital improvements. This is pretty high talk here, but anyway. It will contain recommendations for growth, development, and beautification of the city and its extraterritorial jurisdiction. The transition to the new charter in Article 9 will take about 12 months, but we will be deliberative and cautious. There is considerable work that has to be done, and we've already begun to take the necessary steps to get this accomplished. When Hilmer spoke here last year in this room before this chamber, it was the last speech that he made. But his presence still looms very large in Richmond, and he would have been proud and pleased that we passed this new charter. In conclusion, we may dream of blue skies from now on, but we're all realists. We know they won't last. So the City Commission and the City Administration is working hard to bring value to all our citizens and to develop new pathways for the continued success of Richmond. I want to thank the Central Fort Mid Chamber Alliance for having me here today. Thank you very much.